Yo guys, welcome back to King Ols, and yes, I'm now back with another video talking about Tank Gervonta Davis, now otherwise known as Abdul Wahid. Yes, personally, as a UK boxing fan myself, I don't think that Tank will be able to sell out an arena in the UK. And look, I'm not here to criticize Tank or anything, because Tank's one of my favorite fighters. I really enjoy watching him fight. But I'm just being honest here. I don't think that Tank will sell out in the UK. I don't think he'd be able to sell out the O2 Arena. I don't think he'd be able to sell out Manchester Arena. I don't think he sells out in the UK, and there are reasons behind it, and my first reason is because I personally don't think that lots of casual UK boxing fans, I don't think casual UK boxing fans really care too much about Tank, or don't really know the name too much, because let's be real, Tank's really well known in America. He's not as well known here in the UK. Only the hardcores know who Tank is in the UK. I don't think there's many casual fans at all who know in the UK who know Tank. That I honestly don't think they do. And I forgot what else I was going to say now. I think that also for Tank, it also depends on like the name who he's also up against as well. And I think it proves by pay-per-view buys that Tank's sold and stuff. Like, I think that's proved it. It proves if Tank's up against a good name, then he's going to be able to sell out. But in the UK, there are a few names, and I personally don't think any of these guys who were on this list Tank sells out against. So we first got Maxi Hughes. No way that sells out the O2 Arena. Tank Gervonta Davis versus Maxi Hughes. No way that sells out. And also, though, like, people might say, oh, they could do it in Leeds. I don't see why Tank would want to fight in Leeds either. It's not like that's a massive city or anything in the UK. It's not. I feel like if Tank fights in the UK, it's going to either be in London or Manchester. I don't think he'd fight in Leeds. I don't see that happening. Then also on this list, we got Joe Cordina. If Tank fights in the UK, it's going to be in England, so we can rule Joe Cordina out. And also, if they were to fight in England anyway, zero chance it sells out. And I don't see Tank fighting in Wales, so that doesn't happen. And do they even sell out in Wales? Next up, we got Jack Catterall. That's probably the most interesting name from England on this list. I don't think that sells out the O2. I honestly don't. If anything, that's the most likely one who's on this list who sells out the O2 or Manchester Arena, but I don't see it. I don't see these fights selling out. And Tank, yeah, as I said, it depends on the name value. Whoever Tank's up against, it depends if it will sell out. No one on this list here in the UK, in these UK fighters, will sell out. So yeah, Dalton Smith's next. No. Dalton Smith only fights in Sheffield anyway. Dalton Smith won't be able to sell out the O2. And who actually cares about Tank versus Dalton Smith? Who cares about that? There's not many people who would buy that. And also, Dalton Smith's not even too well known to too many casuals in the UK either. Only the hardcores know Dalton Smith. Next up, Lee Woods. Again, Lee Woods won't sell out. Lee Woods wouldn't be able to sell out the O2 with Tank. I don't think that sells out at all. And Lee Woods the division below anyway, so that won't happen. Archie Sharp, not ready, and there's zero chance that sells out. Archie Sharp doesn't have much of a following at all. Who cares about Tank versus Archie Sharp? Who cares? And then we got Tank versus Josh Taylor. Again, like, could that sell out the O2? I mean, that one's an interesting one, but I feel like if Josh Taylor would want to fight Tank, he'd want to do it in Scotland. And, again, could it sell out in Scotland, Tank versus Taylor? Yes, probably it could. But there's no way that one happens, though. There's no way that one happens. So the only person on this list who Tank could sell out against is probably Josh Taylor, but I doubt Tank would fight in Scotland. If Tank fights in the UK, it'd be in England. and he wouldn't sell out in England, in my opinion. There is not enough name value with those possible opponents, in my opinion. There's not. And yeah, I just also just don't think Tank. I don't think Tank's got the name value to the casual UK fans. He's not a big name to the casual UK fans. And, you know, as much as Tank likes to say that he's the face of boxing, he's not exactly the most well-known guy in the UK. It depends on who he's fighting, if it can sell out. Tank's not like an Anthony Joshua. He's not like a Tyson Fury. He's not like a Canelo who can sell out and sell pay-per-views whoever they're fighting. Tank's not like that. Look, let's have a look at Tank's pay-per-view buys. Let's have a quick look. So we go to Tank pay-per-view. So let's have a look at his pay-per-view buys. So Tank versus Santa Cruz got 225k buys. That's just in America, of course, but I doubt these are really selling in the UK. Even though they don't have Showtime, but no, like, again, no, like, he's not even selling too many buys in America, if we're being real. It's not like he's like, if we look at AJ and Fury with what their value is in the UK, they're selling millions. Tank's not doing that against these names. Like, if you look at like Fury, even against Chisora, Fury was actually able to sell quite a lot, and I hate to say that as well because that was a disgraceful fight, and I don't like Fury at all. But, you know, you need to give credit where credit's due. Fury can, you know, sell out arenas. He can sell pay-per-views against, you know, even in fights that people don't really care about. Same as AJ. AJ can do the exact same thing as well. AJ sold out the O2 against Franklin. AJ sold out Wembley against Povetkin. Like, you know, it's AJ and Fury sell pay-per-views as well. But no, again, Tank versus Barrios, 210k. Tank versus Rowley, 275k. Tank versus Hector Garcia, 220k. And then we get to Tank versus Ryan Garcia, 1,200,000. It's, again, it depends on whoever he's fighting. Ryan Garcia and Tank, you know, that's a fight that, you know, all boxing fans wanted to see for a long time. Of course, that sold. That a similar thing would happen, like if Tank fought Haney, it would sell probably over 1 million, I think. So it depends who Tank's fighting, but he wouldn't. I know for a fact he wouldn't sell out in the UK. He would not sell out the O2, especially against any of those names I said. I know for a fact he wouldn't. He hasn't got that name value in the UK. His stock's not very high over here. It's not at all. And also, I feel like the fact that as well, you know, Showtime isn't a UK network. We haven't, you know, we don't get to watch PBC shows too much. Well, we will now because it's on Amazon Prime. But ever since, that's why also I feel like a lot of casuals won't know who Tank is, because I don't think they'd go off and find an illegal site to watch Tank in the casuals in the UK. So, yeah, his stock's not high in America because, you know, he's not getting televised. His stock's not very high in the UK because he's not getting televised over here. And he's also not even selling like millions of pay-per-views in America when, you know, he's not exactly up against the most, you know, amazing people, like amazing name values, apart from Ryan Garcia, of course. And the Roney fight didn't even do that well either for him for pay-per-view sales in America. So I don't see any reason why he'd do well here, and I don't think he'd sell out an arena. They're my reasons for it. You guys, some people definitely disagree. Some people will probably agree as well. So what you guys think? Anyway, good nice video here. Thanks for watching the video, King. I'll speak to you in a bit. Thanks for watching. Peace out.